Hello, friends. Welcome to a long overdue episode of Baggin and Boardin and Ramblin. Long overdue for a couple of reasons. One, because I promised one last weekend and didn't do it. But mostly because I have so much that needs back to boarded. Alone. The Namors alone. The Namors alone. And that's what I'm going to be working on bagging and boarding today is this run of Namor. Two issues short of a full run. So all the way from one to man, what was the last issue of this? 62, and four annuals. Only missing two issues. I have a feeling though. I have a feeling they might be popping up soon. They might be popping up soon. I have plenty. Like still have a bunch of other stuff that I've gotten over the past couple weeks. Some Darkhawks and more Booster Gold and Blue Beat. There's plenty of stuff to do. Um, I just needed to clean up here and get stuff. They're just laying around, so I really needed to do this. Um, all right, so that's the bagging and boarding part. What about the rambling? Um, so with all this virus stuff going on, I was really curious how I can do cards with these. I was really curious how the comic collectors market was going to be um, during these weird times, right? There's so many factors, and I had no idea um, what the landscape would look like. Particularly for the type of stuff that I like to get, like off eBay. You know, Silver Age, silver to usually bronze, some copper maybe, key issues. But silver and bronze is sort of my sweet spot um, for collecting. Like some of these bags and boards look really fresh. Maybe I can deal with if I can get these stickers off. They're not currents. I want them to be in currents. It's not worth it. Oh, nope. We gotta let some things go. Let some things go. Silvers are okay. Ooh, this is tough. This is gonna save me about $10 in bags and boards. So maybe I'll just do silvers all through. This wonderful entertainment for all of you, I'm sure. Wait, how am I on silvers though? Ugh. I don't want to mix. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So, and as you know, I'm working on full run of Amazing Spider-Man. So there's Silver Age issues and a handful of bronze that I need for that. So my thought is this going to be kind of look for a silver lining, at least for this aspect. Is this going to be a good time to be collecting or not? It was my guess that it was going to be good. That and at at the time, I was in a position where I was able to work from home, so I wasn't losing out on any income. In fact, I was spending less money because of staying at home. Not going out to eat as much. I've just also, in general, been eating better. Um, um, not as much processed stuff. And cooking my own stuff. Um, as opposed to buying processed meals or going out. So I was actually financially I was doing better than ever with all this going on. Not spending money on gas, you know. So my thought was, well, I'm lucky that I'm in this position. Unfortunately, there are others who aren't, and their others' buying power would be potentially diminished. You know, and I don't want this to sound bad. Like I'm not trying to, or wasn't planning on trying to, like, take advantage of people in any way. I'm just saying that when it comes to things like auctions, there would be less competition. Not trying to take advantage of the situation and people and sellers or anything like that. It's just when there's less competition for things like auctions, that's, you end up getting things for cheaper. That's just the way that auction economy works. And I wasn't planning on taking huge advantage. I was like, oh, this is a good time to scope out some of the things I've been looking for, and try to maybe get some keys and get a little closer on the Amazing Spider-Man run, which itself contains a handful of keys still. Not many. We're getting there. We're getting there, buddy. So I was just kind of trying to make the best of a bad situation, I guess. Be like, well, the world kind of sucks, but you got to kind of look for those silver linings, where you can, and there are some. Obviously, we'd much rather it be not this way at all, but you got to find the silver linings where you can. And I was thinking that maybe that was one of them for me, at least, in the position where my buying power was at least the same, if not better. To look up some of this stuff. I seem to have been experiencing the opposite. It's very strange, and I'm not entirely sure why. So, I mean, I thought, this being the kind of format that these episodes are, I would just kind of muse on it a little bit. There've been a number of auctions I've taken part in, or at least kept an eye on, hoping to get decent prices for some stuff. And a lot of time, like, auctions are really good. Like, sometimes, and some of the stuff that I look for, they're not key issues, right? Some of it is my Amazing Spider-Man filler type stuff. Amazing Spider-Man 45, like the third appearance of the Lizard. I mean, it's a low number, so it has, it costs a little bit, but it's not something that people are clamoring over. Those speculators and whatnot, they go for the actual the full blown keys and whatnot. So, this is gonna be fun. Check this out. This is a run of something I've wanted to get, because I just think it'd be a lot of fun. But teaming back up with the Invaders, I would love to get a run of Invaders. That's actually a pretty big run, though. I don't know. Let's see. So one of the places that I get stuff from, like, their bags are good. For some reason, their stickers do not come off, and I can't have it. I have, even if the bag is good, I have to rebag and board it, because I can't stand that price sticker or part of the price sticker. One of the other places I go to, like, sometimes their bags are nice, but there's a lot of times their bags are nice, depending on how recently they've been bagged and boarded. But their stickers always come off real easy. That's actually kind of nice. not a deal breaker to go to one store or the other. It's just kind of one of those things. So anyway, yeah. So everything that I've kind of looked at getting through auction, I've gotten some stuff for like buy it now or making offers or whatnot. But everything I've looked at in auction, I haven't won. I haven't gotten because I stopped because it was like this is too much. Like, and not too much as in more than that just I want to pay for it, but more than what the books are worth. Like people are going nuts right now on auctions, and I don't understand. Especially because I was expecting the opposite reaction. Like, aren't people? Again, not everyone. Obviously there's going to be people like me who were not as financially affected. But if anything, I'd expect it to be the same. Not, I had expected things to get cheaper or auctions to go for cheaper. I certainly did not expect them to be going for more. And I don't name more in the Savage Land. Oh, how fun. I don't know. I have a couple of ideas. I think the biggest one is that people are at home and they're getting bored. And I know I'm guilty of this. But sometimes when I'm at home and I don't really feel like doing much of anything, like, let's see what eBay's got. Let's see what eBay has. What's being offered of stuff that I am looking for. So my guess is that there's just a lot of that going on right now. And so you actually have more people I should have just done currents. It's too late now. You have so much more people, in there, and the more people that are interested and more placing bids and whatnot. I suppose. I would see why that would cause things to start going higher, closer to actual value. But the amount that I've seen things going above, at least what I think the value is a bit absurd. I don't know. So it's really slowed down my buying of older stuff, just because I can't get it at auction for reasonable prices. And I'm the first to admit that sometimes I'll overpay for something, overpay for not like not overpay for what's value, but overpay what I want to pay for it. I never overpay based on value. But yeah, that's I won't overpay on value. I won't pay for something more than it's worth. I don't like paying more than 80% value, as I've talked about before. Sometimes if it's something that I've been having a real hard time getting, and I'm just tired of of worrying about it, sometimes I will. I know I shouldn't. It's against my own advice that I've given here on this very channel. Do as I say, not as I do. But I will not pay over what I think actual value is. That's ridiculous, right? That's ridiculous. And I understand that some stuff may go up in value, and maybe it's an investment, and in the future it'll be worth more. But then that money still could go towards a better investment. That one book that you're paying 20% more than value on isn't the only thing you can invest your money in. There are other things you could get at a better deal with that cash. So I guess, yeah, I just don't understand what's going on eBay right now. But yeah, my guess, and I'm not an economist or anything like that. Everything is through observation and I don't know, just past experience or trying to figure stuff out in general. Is that more people at home means more eyes on auctions. People are bored, so they're doing this. Another aspect, it actually is probably a combination of is that the type of people that generally can afford to blow that kind of money on comics. I don't know if they're the kind of people. The people with the sort of jobs that bring the type of income that allows one to purchase, have an expensive hobby like this, buying $1,000, $2,000 comic books. Those might be the types of jobs that are less affected by everything that's going on, right? The kind of jobs that have higher level income, and I'm not saying like across the board or whatever, but if you think about, me for example, I'm not saying I'm not definitely not rich or anything like that, but I make an income that allows me to have a hobby like this and get some of the stuff that I get. I work in technology, and I'm able to work from home, so my income wasn't affected. Or you think of people who are like management, right? In the place that I work, all of management is able to work from home. So, and I know that there are trades out there that pay really well that are being affected. So I'm not saying across the board that the type of people that have to stay home are those of lesser means or lower income or however you want to put it. I'm just saying that disproportionately it is those that probably are in the lower income brackets are actually more affected, which is really bad, right? The ones that don't make as much to begin with are making even even more affected in this and making less. It's not fair. It's not fair. But anyway, those are, and so the combination of those people that have not lost income, that are interested in this hobby, and specifically purchasing things of higher dollar amounts, their income isn't being affected, and they have more time. So they are spending more time on eBay. Maybe they are not as strict in their buying as I am. Well, they'll just they have the money and they'll just blow it. It doesn't really matter what the thing's actually worth. They just want it. And since they have the time, what else are they going to do? They probably have, again, additional income because they're not going out as much, not spending money on gas and things like that, but their income is being unaffected. So, yeah, very strange. I didn't think of that aspect when I originally was thinking that, oh, this is, might be able to get some good prices on some older books, but that's not the case. And those are my guesses. Again, not an economist. Of what's going on there. But, it's probably good, turns out, that I wasn't able to get some of that stuff, because now even I am my salary is now being affected by what's going on. Everyone, and not just everyone at where I work is must take mandatory unpaid leave. We're essentially down to quarter. I'm sorry, 3/4 time. Every month, everyone is required to take off a week of unpaid leave for a good chunk of time. Even if this thing blows over, it's about recuperating, as well as just dealing with what's going on at the time right now. So I mean, it's probably best that I didn't get stars in my eyes and go completely crazy with buying stuff at good deals. Luckily, the good deals weren't there, so I didn't spend a bunch of money. So I've saved that. And I've mentioned this before. I think in my last one of my previous. In my last video, maybe I mentioned that my income is being affected a little bit, so I'm having to slow down even on the stuff that I get at local stores, because I just want to be, I didn't see it coming at all, because there's no reason for someone in my position in my department to actually need to do this. It's been admitted as much. There are areas of the company that I work for where they really do need to do this. IT, I mean, we pay for ourselves all the time. We were told that we are standing in solidarity because others have to take this 3/4 time, that we are also going to take 3/4 time. It is what it is. But I mean, again, look at the bright side. I'll get a week off every month. Imagine how much more I could get cut up on. That episode right before my first week off of TGIW, when I go over what I'm going to read for that week, is going to be big. It's going to blow up a little bit. All right, I'm like halfway done. So that's really it. That's all I really had to talk about today. I just what I expected to see and what I actually saw, and I want to kind of think through it, and sometimes it helps me to do it aloud. I'm in IT, right? It's the rubber duck approach of development, right? If you don't know the rubber duck approach of software development, the idea is you have a rubber duck at your desk and you talk to it, you explain things to it, or you work out problems. It's just a way of you talking the problem out aloud, helps in the problem solving process. So it's called the rubber duck programming or rubber duck debugging or whatever you have to be doing. So I was just rubber ducking this auction situation that we're faced with, and why it is different than what I thought. And if I was going to do that, like I feel ridiculous just doing, I don't know. Here I'm kind of talking to actual people. They're not necessarily responding back, but I don't know. I figured I might as well record it. And again, I had all this bagging and boarding to do anyway, so might as well. But I'm about halfway done. I don't really have much more to talk about. I'll probably turn the camera off and finish up this name war run, and I don't know, maybe do some others. I'm just tired of this stuff sitting around. But anyway, that's it. Let me know if you've experienced anything similar, or if you've experienced something different. And maybe it's just the books that I'm looking at. I've experienced this. Maybe there's different types of books that are experiencing the sort of drought of people being interested in it because of limited income. Yeah, I don't know. But I'd be interested to hear what others' experiences have been. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you later. Bye. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.